Ukraine's counter-invasion of Russia has been ongoing for a month now. While the Kursk incursion was initially heralded as a success by many analysts and commentators, recent Russian missile attacks and gains in eastern Ukraine are leading some to question whether the counter-invasion of Russia was a good idea. I'm Jeremy Dirac, a journalist at Kyiv Post. Let's explore the question: has the Kursk incursion been a wise move for Ukraine? To start, the August 6th incursion into Kursk met with terrific initial success. As the ISW, that is the Institute for the Study of War, reported, the Ukrainians were able to capture about 1,100 square kilometers, 425 square miles, in 2 weeks, more territory than what Moscow has been able to capture in months of grinding assaults in Ukraine. In addition to gaining ground, independent media has widely confirmed that the Ukrainians have managed to capture at least 500 Russian soldiers as prisoners. Now, 1 month in, the battle lines in Kursk appear to be mostly static. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky said that Russia withdrew about 60,000 of its troops, particularly from southern Ukraine, to defend Kursk. That said, Russia is persisting in its offensive in Ukraine's Donetsk region. Russia's August advances in Ukraine were the biggest since October 2022, the first year of Russia's full-scale invasion. In August, the Russians advanced about 477 square kilometers, or 184 square miles. Some now fear that they will take control of the city of Pokrovsk, a key logistics hub. In recent days, there have been mass evacuations in anticipation of that possibility. Pokrovsk capture would make it harder for Ukraine to resupply its outposts in the Donetsk region, and would bring Russia a step closer to its goal of occupying the whole of the Donbas region. Meanwhile, over the past few days, Russia has been carrying out massive drone and missile attacks across Ukraine. Monday morning, it launched 35 missiles and 23 combat drones at Kyiv. The next day, over 50 Ukrainians were killed and over 200 were wounded when Russia struck a military institute and hospital in Poltava in central Ukraine. And on Wednesday morning, Russia launched missiles and drones at the far western city of Lviv, just 70 kilometers, 43 miles east of the Polish border. So can we say that Ukraine's incursion into Russia has been a wise decision? Well, apologies if you were really expecting a yes or no answer at this point, but the truth is, it's far too early to tell. We cannot blame the Kursk incursion for Russia's attacks across Ukraine, any more than we can blame the Kursk incursion for earlier Russian attacks on civilian objects, on places like Mariupol, for example. If you were one of the nearly 50 defenders of Mariupol who were exchanged in a prisoner swap on August 24th, Ukraine's Independence Day, then you're likely grateful that Ukraine captured Russians to exchange you via the Kursk incursion. However, Mariupol defender and paramedic Katarina Polishchuk, known by the call sign Birdie, has been critical of the focus on Kursk, saying, "While everyone is cheering about Kursk, Pokrovsk has a few weeks left." On the other hand, Roman Ponomarenko, an officer of the 12th Special Purpose Brigade Azov of the Ukrainian National Guard, said that the situation on the front line in the Donetsk region has spiraled out of control, but he doesn't blame the Kursk incursion for it.
We do everything possible not to lose Pokrovsk. We increased our defense capability in the area. Indeed, over the last 6 days, the enemy hasn't advanced a single meter in the Pokrovsk direction.
Just as it's too early to predict how the war will end, it is too early to say how the Kursk incursion will ultimately impact eventual peace talks. In its September 3rd campaign assessment, the ISW states, "Attempts to assess the impacts of the Ukrainian incursion at this premature stage will likely come to partial and inaccurate conclusions about Ukraine's ability to change the trajectory of the conflict and the Kremlin's appetite for peace negotiations on acceptable terms." Something that we've seen throughout the Russo-Ukrainian war and evidenced by the Kursk incursion itself is that no side takes it on themselves to broadcast all of their future plans. Whether the Kursk incursion was a wise decision might be known within just a few months, or may still be debated years from now. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe if you'd like to see more content like this, and leave your comments below.